Hello.
Hello. How you going?
Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. And Kevin.
I tried so hard not to laugh at the start of the show because when she got up there, all I could see was her bum.
Yeah, he's here. We spun him around at the nice guys.
How old is he? What's his name?
Kevin is his name. Kevin Bacon. He is 7.
Yeah, just turned 7.
Just turned 7
a couple of weeks ago. Actually.
Is now officially onto the senior age group for food.
Oh, yes, he is. You're right. Couldn't
I love that.
Him.
My old cat is Evan. Is my.
That's a good name.
Kevin and Evan, I like that. Evan for Evandale. So that's how that happened because I could not think of a name. And the day I got him was the day I moved into my new house. So Evan for Evandale. He's nearly 17.
Yeah, right. Oh man, that's a good innings.
He's doing well. He's doing well. When I he's actually Dr. Harry's cat. And when I got him, they were going to show him. He was a beautiful one to show, but he got bitten and he got a scar on his neck and they can't show him because the hair doesn't grow back where the scar is. So he's had cat flu his whole life because of it. So I follow him around the house with a tissue.
That's so good. Wait, when you say show the cat, do you mean like they do with dogs, but with cats?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's a chocolate spotted oriental and the current champion is beautiful, but his markings are better. It's just that because he's got the scar, he can't compete.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do it. He doesn't have the attitude for a show cat. It'd be very, very, I reckon he'd just bite them after a while. He'd just be sick of them and just bite.
Do they all have to prance around in a ring together?
I think they do something to make they like get toys to make them follow to see how they walk. I don't really know what. I don't think that I could be bothered.
I'll go and Google this afterwards. That's okay.
We'll find some photos.
Thank you. That'd be good.
Oh dear, you guys are in your caravan. It looks amazing. I love caravanning. It looks so much fun
at the moment, but it's been good for us.
And how's it been living in the caravan on the road? No, it's only been a few weeks, but it's hard, isn't it, being in a small environment, trying to make sure you've got everything you need? Is it going well?
It's going pretty well. It's taken a minute. Like we're still trying to find the spaces for everything to go so that everything's got a home and it feels like neat and tidy. So I think that'll take us some time. But otherwise, it's been really great. I mean, it's got 2 single beds in it, not a queen. So Nick and I have been sleeping separately.
Soundly. No.
That's soundly well said. That might be where this song came into play. Some of the
Danny, nice segue.
Oh dear. But otherwise, it's pretty comfy.
Yeah, it's really good. There's lots of storage. We've got a bathroom and a shower.
That's the big thing, isn't it?
It's been really good, really good.
Yeah. And you were telling before we went live, we were talking about you've got all the animals. You've taken the whole household on the road. Just no pressure there. How are you caravan full of people and animals? How are they going being away from home? Have the dogs coped with that?
Yeah, so we have brought everyone along with us except for our 2 goats. We left those at home because I don't know how that would have.
Surely Tom could have fitted them on the truck.
I mean, he probably could have, but I don't know how our goats would fare with Tom's dogs chasing them. I don't think they would like that very much. Yes, they are very spoiled. Anyway, so as you can see, Kevin has totally adapted to life on the road. He's fine.
There's no stress there, is there? Oh, look at him, he's gorgeous.
And the 2 dogs, they've been really good as well. We didn't know what to expect because Dennis is our Labrador, and he will be 5 in November, and he's still a puppy. And we got him during COVID, so he was socialized with other dogs, so he's great with other dogs, but new people are really exciting to him.
Yes.
And obviously meet a lot of people on the road, so we didn't know how that was going to go. Traveling in the car he's done it a bit, but he usually doesn't bark, but he squeaks. Whines a bit. So, and there's a lot of driving, so we kind of just went, oh man, is this a really bad idea? But it's been really good. He has fared really well, and I think as long as he's with us, he's happy. Yeah. And Winnie, who is our Jack Russell, she is cruisy as, she will just do whatever as long as she can be warm and go to the toilet when she needs to and gets fed. She's fine.
Yeah. Jack Russells, as long as they're with their parents, they're fine usually, aren't they? Yes.
Yeah.
But a Labrador, that's a big dog to take on the road. That's great.
Yes, but he's done so well, and he's really loved, we don't have any children, but Tom and Annabelle have 2 young kids, so he's really loved kind of having some kid time, and they like playing fetch with him and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really nice.
Actually, that's a good way to entertain the kids as well as keep the animals happy. It's perfect. I'm sure Annabelle is thinking, great, bring more.
Yeah, it's good.
Actually, I saw a little clip of you on the weekend, I think it was, with filming Lottie singing on stage. That was very cute.
Yeah, it was super cute. She had said to Tom that she was a big girl and she wanted to get up on stage without any adults' help and sing a song. And Tom asked her what she was going to sing, and she said the unicorn song, because she's always wandering around camp, just singing anything. She makes stuff up all the time. And randomly, we didn't know, none of the band knew that this was happening. And she was down on the dance floor, and Tom invited her up. And, she was awesome. And she just sang her unicorn song and was brilliant.
She was. She did amazing. She didn't skip a beat.
No, it was so cool. So I don't know whether that's going to be it might become a constant thing. I don't know. Who knows?
I haven't seen either of them for a while now, but when I last saw both of the kids, they're very headstrong. They know what they want, and I would imagine if that's what she wants to do, you will know about it. There'd be no holding back from Lottie.
Absolutely.
Yes. So back on the road, 6 months to go.
We get home in April, at the end of April. So yeah.
Where are you headed this time? Because it's a big
time. We're basically doing the entire country except for Tasmania. Sorry, Danny.
I know it's hard. You got so hard with the animals. I did talk to Tom and Annabelle. We need to do it, but it is really hard finding a venue that will take. I don't know how many animals you guys have got on the road at the moment, but probably hundreds. How many horses have you got?
I think there are 10 horses, 12 dogs, 4 goats, and then our 3 animals.
Yeah, it's a lot. Getting them here is really hard.
Yeah.
And as we were talking before, the restrictions and the requirements and things also. Yeah, very hard.
So we're in New South Wales at the moment. We'll be in Victoria very soon, and then we'll go through South Australia and then across to WA. And we'll spend most of our time in there are all the dates. We'll spend most of our time in WA. And you've only got until December in there, but
I think
keep going until April next year.
Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
It's incredible. That's only to December, and it's not that far now to the end of the year. You've still got all those shows.
It's crazy.
So what do you guys do? Is it you try and do two or 4 shows in a week? How do you sort of try and?
Yeah, we do 3 shows a weekend. So we do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday's usually a driving day, so we'll drive to wherever the next Friday show is. Spend the week there, catch up on all the other work that needs to get done. And then play again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
into a different place. So we'll play Friday, drive, play Saturday, drive, play Sunday.
Do you sort of usually try and keep it to like a shorter drive between shows? Like
usually no more than 3 hours, ideally 2. There have been some longer ones, and I think when we get to WA, obviously it's a much larger space to cover, so there might be ones that are a little bit more spread out, but generally around 2 hours. Yeah.
That's pretty. It's not bad. That's doable between gigs.
Totally. It's pretty good. And once you get used to it, like in a routine, you know, you kind of know what those days look like, and you know that you get up a bit earlier and drive and then set up, and we're all really crazy. So, and we've all got kind of our own little pieces of the puzzle that we do when we arrive, and it's pretty smooth.
It is very organized, which is great. But before you went on the road, you guys said you hadn't had a lot of time, but you've done a bit of recording. Have you done some writing? What's been happening in between musically?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of writing, but we've found it pretty hard to carve out space for that, because when we weren't on tour, then we were doing a lot of photography and videography, so that was taking up a lot of our time. And then we were in the studio, so we did some recording back in the studio in June, which was awesome. So we've got, you know, a batch of new songs and music to release, which is exciting. This is We Won't Stop Running is the first one of that batch. So, and then we were just getting ready for touring. So it kind of hasn't really stopped. But we aren't writing as much as we'd like to at the moment. And I think we've just found it really difficult to, as I said, carve out space and that creative space to, you know, come up with something worthwhile. Having said that, we
tend to write together a lot, don't you?
We always write together, so everything that we've released so far has been co-written together. That's just always how it's worked since we met. We always write together, and we like it. I think I like it. You like it?
So far, so good.
If you survived last year on the road like you're doing now, I think you're doing all right.
I agree.
And that's the thing, like people, I think we think writing is just something that you just easily do, but it's not a quick process. And it's, if you can't keep at it, it takes even longer again, doesn't it? Just trying to keep that habit. But hopefully, hopefully you're getting a little bit.
It's like some people kind of make it more like a job, you know, so they get up every day and they say, okay, for 2 hours or whatever, from 9 till 11, this is my writing time, and whether I'm inspired or not, this is what I do now. We don't do that.
No, I couldn't do that. You've got to have in the right headspace to write, I think. I think so. I think, well, for me, I mean, I've started journaling, so, and I've been journaling for a little while now. So I feel like as long as I'm writing something every day, not necessarily a song, but, you know, maybe it's just a 1-line lyric, or maybe it's the journal or something. I think, as long as I'm still exercising that muscle and practicing that skill, I think it's important for our craft. Yeah, definitely. Well, before we do keep going in and talking about We Won't Stop Running, we're talking before we went live about your Patreon. Tell us a little bit about that, because it's not a really well-known thing in Australia yet. Patreon, it's done, but it's quite a different thing. Tell us about it.
Well, I think we started it. It kind of came as a result of the pandemic. We had lost all of our work, and we were kind of lost a little bit creatively, also career-wise, financially. Everything kind of just fell apart during that time. And we were doing a lot of Facebook Lives and that kind of thing. And there was something that I learnt during that time about the online tip jar. So people could
buy me a coffee. And
that kind of thing, exactly. And then through that, I think we just started doing a bit more research, and I actually ended up reading what's it called? The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer, which is I thought it was a brilliant book. Nick doesn't love it, but I thought it was really
I've heard a lot of artists have read it, and I need to. I don't have time to read.
And she, I mean, for those of you watching who don't know, she was like the first person to crowdfund $1 million. Anyway, and it just made us like really think about being financially sustainable as a musician. And what does that look like? Because we all know streaming is rubbish, and unless you're Beyonce, you're not making a lot of money from it, blah blah blah. So we decided one thing we can do is create content. So it kind of just worked out that we were able to offer this service, I guess, to our super fans who wanted more and wanted a bit more of a backstage pass, and they wanted to know about the singles first. They wanted fresh merch first. They wanted all the exclusives. And so we created a Patreon, which is basically, I mean, it's effectively a crowdfunding platform, but instead of it just being like a one-off thing, it's like a subscription in return for content. So we offer a range of different content. We offer exclusives. There's a particular tier that gets merch anytime it gets something new. We're doing a 52-week behind the scenes project at the moment. So Nick's been editing up a behind the scenes video every week and posting it that doesn't get posted on social media. We've got a whole range of different tiers on there with varying levels of what people can get. And really I think the lowest one is $3 and it goes up to like, I can't even remember, maybe $500 or something a month. So it's really a way for us to create a sustainable income to be able to fuel making more music, because we all know it's very expensive. So and it's been really lovely. It's a beautiful community. It's small, but it's really nice. We've got a visitor, another one on the door. Let's see. Do you want to go see who it is?
See who's coming to say hi.
Oh, it's someone saying that dinner's ready. It's all right.
What happens when you travel with carnies?
At least he knocks.
Who's cooking tonight?
Oh yeah, Ari cooked tonight. I think he's made spaghetti. So Ari, one of the guys who helps us look after the animals and whatnot on tour.
I love it. You guys, it's such a great life. I love it.
So more talked about on Patreon if you decide you want to go.
Well, I know Scott actually has the video for your Patreon lined up. Do we want to play that now so that people can see it and know what to do?
Sure.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Laura Frank Patreon community. I am so glad to have you here. Thanks for taking the time to check it out and see what it's all about. We started our Patreon a couple of years ago as a way to generate extra revenue to support our full-time music career. And I keep saying our because this dream of mine is very much mine and my lovely partner Nick Morrissey's as well. So we're supporting a whole family on this dream. No pressure. Anyway, so on the Patreon platform, you guys will get exclusive access to a whole range of things, including never been heard before demos. You will be the first to know about new releases. You will occasionally get free tickets to shows. You'll get exclusive merch and a whole host of other things. You can check out everything that's included in each tier below. So why should you be a part of the Patreon community? Well, firstly, it is my dream to build this huge, amazing, awesome community of frank-loving people who can join forces and be frank with each other and create a really kind, loving, shared space for connection and empowerment. So that's the first reason. The second reason is because everything that goes into this platform is funneled directly back into the music career. So it means we can make more music, which in turn hopefully benefits you guys to becoming the soundtrack to your lives. So any funds that come through Patreon all get funneled back into Laura Frank, whether that be to record new music, to create a CD, to make new merch, to run a PR campaign, to pitch it to playlisting. Every single thing that's involved in making this music a business happens because you guys are here supporting it. It also means we can occasionally buy these two some food. Honestly, thank you so much for taking the time to consider being a part of the Patreon community. It is a really special place to both me and Nick, and we take a lot of pride in what we've created here and can't wait to welcome you into that space. And if you have any suggestions, feedback, comments, questions, please drop us a line. We would love to chat with you about it. And if there's some specific content that you want to see from us that's not getting fed into Patreon already, hit us up. We'd love to supply you with all of your content needs.
I love how they just follow you. What are you doing? Is there going to be food at the end of this?
They're very sweet, yes. So they're the goats we left at home, who I miss. They're very sweet.
How long have you had them? A long time?
We've had Stanley, what is it, like 2 years?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 2 years. And Ebony, oh, so Stanley is the fat white one.
The white goat, yeah.
And Ebony is the one with the horns, and we've had her for about a year and a half.
Gorgeous. We used to have goats growing up, pet goats, and they liked me, so they had very good taste, but they used to buck my sister down the hill and my mum, and I used to think it was the best. They were the best pets because they liked me, and they used to just pick on them. It was the best. Very, very strong personalities they have.
Yes, they do.
It's gorgeous. Well, I'm hoping there's people at home looking after them for you and giving them lots of cuddles and treats.
There is. I'm sure they're getting lots of veggie scraps. Yeah.
That tummy's growing.
Yeah. Yes. Not that it needs to. It's already large anyway.
Never full. They're never full.
No, never.
Saves mowing the lawns though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your current single. We Won't Stop Running. It came out last Friday. 25th.
Friday.
Yeah, last Friday. How's it going? How's it doing?
Yeah, good. We've had lots of lovely positive feedback on it. I think that this song for us is kind of the next incarnation of Laura Frank. I mean, it's not dissimilar sounding to our previous work, but I think it's just more refined and kind of, I don't know. I think it's cooler. I like it.
I actually really love this one. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's not, I think it's just music changes as you evolve in the industry, doesn't it? I think so. It's just where you're at now, I guess, in your music sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think, getting some group vocals in, and there's that really awesome hooky kind of sing-along part, which has been going so well at the shows, getting people to sing along. And Tom and I have been visiting a bunch of schools as well. So I've been able to, get the kids to sing along to that when we go and visit them there as well. And it's been really nice to kind of have that feedback that they can learn it so quickly and just straight away sing along. And we didn't think about that when we were writing it. It just happened. And then we only learnt that it was really kind of catchy when we played it the first few times and people were singing along, even not having heard it. So,
yeah, right.
I mean, it didn't get any editorial playlist love, but which is always disheartening, but I'm proud of it still.
You should be. It's a great single. And look, the all of those playlists and things, it's so unpredictable. The songs that you think are going to get on it, it's often the other ones, and that algorithm is just a pain. It's
interesting, isn't it?
It is. There's no right or wrong with releasing music anymore. It's just whatever works in that moment, and it will be different next week.
Yeah, that's right. And I think you just have to keep going back to yourself and thinking about, what you're proud to create and what's kind of resonating with you at that time. Hi, Susan. Thank you.
Having the new single.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us again, Susan. I hope you had a good day. And Jan's popped in to say hi as well. I've just realised, I'm like, why do the comments look different? It's because I forgot to put the links in. So I will add the links in after the show so you can go and watch the video to the single. I'm like, why is it looking different? That's what it is. I had it already. The film clip too, We Won't Stop Running. When did you record this, and did you both have a fair bit of input into the actual?
Yeah, so we filmed it not long before we left. We knew we had to do it before we left to go on tour. So we kind of crammed it in there, and we had both discussed what it would look like and kind of what the story was.
Yes.
And then I went, okay, Nick, you can have it now. I kind of, for the first time in our time together, I let Nick sort of just have creative control. And I think he's nailed it.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that process, Nick? Was that unusual to?
Look, I think the only part of it was unusual was the editing part of it, because normally I would film and mostly direct with Laura as the assistant director, but because she's in front of the camera, I'm behind the camera.
Yeah.
So it was really about the editing, and we shot the car scenes and the scenes, or all the other scenes except the red scenes, the ones with the red, that pink light. We shot that first, and then I was kind of editing through it and then realized it needed something else. So we shot that piece as well. All the stuff with the red light was shot maybe 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Quite a while later. Yep.
And a haircut in between, I think.
Yeah. Don't tell everyone that.
And only maybe a week before we left.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like it just needed
that red light.
So,
yeah.
It's come up.
How did the idea of the red light come about? Was that just something you thought? Like,
you know what? Actually, Danny, it was a complete accident. So we had shot. Sorry.
Yeah, I had seen a Tones and I video.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's I Get High or something. The song. Anyway, it's in this giant studio, I guess. But she's got all coloured light in there, and I was like, yes, cool, coloured light. I love that idea. Let's give it a crack, blah, blah, blah. And we went to the guy who does a lot of our live sound for us and has a big lighting rig and whatnot. And he's like, yeah, so to do that, you'd need this and this and this, and all the costs just like racked up. We were like, okay, whoa. Let's just strip it right on back. What can we do for nothing?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Next to nothing.
And he gave us, I think, was it 2 lights or 3?
A couple of lights.
So we got a couple of, what are they called, par cans or something, lights, and then shot the bluey purpley stuff in our house. And then we had given those lights back, and we realized we needed more, and then
we just used some of our own stuff. I just used one of our own stage lights with the light that I'm currently using now to light us, which is a video light. Yeah. So I just blended those two. You can see it's like there's a lot of white and the red, pinky red. And I think at one point in time I had the light in my hand like this and the camera in my hand like that, and I was just kind of moving it around to kind of get a nice kind of movement into it. Vibe, And but the reason that it's red is because I actually forgot that we were shooting in like a purpley blue color. And I just started, and then when I went to edit it, I went, oh no. But that's all right. It's actually really good.
Yeah, so. It is. It's worked really well. See, some mistakes are meant to happen, aren't they?
You just got to
Roll with it.
trust the muse.
Yeah.
And let it flow.
Let it happen. And I think that's what it is with film clips. You know, we go out and we always write a storyboard, or we have a plan, because you've got to have somewhere to start. But
Yes.
how often it changes from that plan on the day is incredible and quite different. But I think you had to have that initial idea to get to that end product.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's it looks like it was lots of fun to do, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. And I got the guy in it, his name is Evan.
Oh,
After
there we go.
and I've known since preschool, so we've been friends for a very long time. So you know, and he's a drummer. He occasionally plays drums live with us, so it was really nice to have him involved as well.
It does sound wonderful. It's a great film clip. Now,
Thank
I know that we were talking about the song before, but I read your it's funny because I always listen to a song before I read your press release. I'll never read it the other way around, because I don't know, I need to let my mind just do what it needs to do with it, and then I'll have a look at your reasoning. But I loved how you were saying how the song came about. Tell us a little bit about that process. I think it's really funny and cool.
Well, Nick and I have been together for 7 years. We do literally everything together. So we're partners in music and life. And sometimes there is some tension between us.
It has to be. It's natural.
But because we are songwriters, you know, a lot of songwriters get to kind of have their relationship and then go and write songs with someone else or by themselves about that time. But Nick and I have to work through that together. So if we argue or whatever, we then have to come together and kind of work it out in song. So this song came about after we were just bickering nonstop for, I don't even know how long, but it seemed like a long time. And we were like, man, we can't live the rest of our lives like this. Is crazy. And I think, I don't know, we just got to a point where we were writing, and the first lyric, you know, we've been fighting for a while now. Is it time to say goodbye? I think that's basically the entire crux of where it started, you know, and how we were feeling at that particular time. And then we kind of, as the song went on and we talked through it and, you know, figured out what we were doing, it was kind of like, nah, we're in this kind of for the long haul, you know, like we're not about to give up on what we have just because we've been fighting for some time. We're both adults, we can figure it out. And that's where, you know, we won't stop running. It was like Thelma and Louise, we'll drive off the cliff before we kind of give in. Yeah, so that's kind of how it happened. And we are fine, just by the way.
Did it stop the bickering? Did it help you guys?
Oh, no. That still happens, but it's okay.
I feel like it's not as intense.
It's just part of life, I think.
Yeah.
Especially when you work together, you live it. Like, it's for you guys, it's 24/7. It's going to happen, but I think that's part of loving each other as well, isn't it? It's just part of the whole package.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't agree on everything. That'd be
boring,
wouldn't it?
So boring.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting. I just laughed when I read it. I thought that's great. What a way to fix a problem, is just write about it and get it out.
Or have your own musical therapy session.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now, I know you guys are sitting there to play the song. Would you guys like to do that now for us?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you guys have the room.
Thank you.
Just play.
Let's do it. Fighting for a while now. Is it time to say goodbye? You've been acting like a little child. Both thought we could fly. Now we're stuck between lying in the light, trying to figure out if we give it one more try. walked so far. Now we're stuck between lightning and the rain, trying to figure out if we both stand the pain. There's a loaded gun. What we've done. Grab the keys, we'll take the car. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Burn it down before it falls apart. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Through the ashes and the dust, can we make it through the worst of us? Is this the worst of us? There's a loaded gun. Look what we've done. Grab the keys, we'll take the car. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Burn it down before it falls apart. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Grab the keys, we'll take the car. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Burn it down before it falls apart. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running. Now we won't stop running, no, we won't stop running.
I love it. It is so catchy and it's such a fun song. I love it.
Thanks. Thank you.
Now, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we've been talking for so long. I'm really good at that. Time just flies on this show and your dinner is ready.
Oh,
But before we go, can you tell us about where's the best places to keep an eye on you, your new music, new merch? What's the best spot for people to keep an eye on everything?
yeah, absolutely. Well, there's obviously my website that has everything on it. So laurafrank.com.au. Otherwise, I always appreciate support on social media. It means a lot to us. Yes, thank you. At Laura Frank Music is my handle everywhere. So that's across all the ones is where you'll find me. Yeah.
Wonderful. It's hard, isn't it? Because there's so many people with different names and you've got to try and keep that same one across all socials.
Yeah.
And it isn't it?
Yes.
As Jan just said, she said a lot of people could relate to this song. She loves it.
Thanks,
It is.
Jen.
I think that's the thing about it is it's catchy and it's fun, but it's also it is. It's very relatable. Everyday life. Yeah, it's lovely to see. And Susan said that she agreed with Jan as well.
Nice one. Thanks.
Yeah. So this weekend, if we want to come out and see you, where can we find you?
Yeah, so we're playing in Cooma on Friday night. And then on Saturday in Murrumbateman. And then, how do you say this? Wamagama. Thank you.
Oh.
It's tricky to pronounce some of these places. Yeah.
It is. So, guys, if you want to get out to see Laura Frank on the road, go out and check out socials. Make sure you let us know because we want to see photos. Yes. I know you guys are heading to Tamworth with the tour again this year, aren't you? Yes.
We'll be over in Tamworth. Yeah, we're flying over.
Every year I have wanted to come and see this tour, and every year I always end up doing interviews. I am going to mark out a time so I can come and see you guys in Tamworth and actually get to enjoy it for a change.
Awesome.
It'll be great to see you guys there.
Absolutely. You too. Yeah. That would be good.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know your dinner's waiting, so you better go and enjoy that tonight. We'll be back next week, guys. We've got lots and lots of shows coming up. I actually cannot count how many we've got at the moment. So it's fantastic. Lots of new music. So make sure you keep an eye on the page and we'll put the next one up as soon as we've got confirmation. But thank you both, Laura and Nick, for joining us again.
Thanks so much, Danny. We'll talk to you soon.
See everybody. See you next week.
Bye.